Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Apocalypse in our High Dominion series. I want to start off this episode with a little bit of ship design. We are currently using only one cruiser type, and it's kind of it's got a big gun on the front, but it's mainly a broadside cruiser. So just basically a generic weapons type of ship. Nothing too special about it. It does have an afterburner on it, so it's got a little bit of extra sublight speed and evasion, which is nice. But I'm going to design a second and maybe even a third type of cruiser as we begin here. Let's start with a broadside, and then I want to have a hangar core. So we're going to have our first carrier class ships, and then a broadside stern is okay as well. I love that the hangar actually has these bridges on this ship model. I love this so much. I just noticed this for the first time in... We do want these to be kind of... do we want them to be artillery or line? Let's have them be line, because they still have some line type weapons. But I first noticed this in some of my offline play, and holy crap, I just love it. It's incredible. It looks really, really cool. And I don't know if they've done the equivalent of that in other ship designs, and I just haven't noticed before, but I love it to pieces. Let's go ahead and do Sentinel point defense there, and then we'll do basic strike craft, which will help with point defense. Point of these, again, is just to help shoot down anything incoming and deal with other fighters as well. So you can see where they launch there. Pretty cool little launch ports on either side. And then the broadside weapons, I guess we can have maybe a coil gun, and I want to have a couple of lasers. So let's just have the one mass driver. We're not going to do anything with the mining drone lasers. And then auxiliary fire control, do I want you? That might be kind of nice. And a reactor booster. I might not need a reactor booster, so hang on. Let's see how things look once I've got some systems installed on this thing. Why don't we just do a traditional 3-3? Well, not traditional, but you know what I mean. Back it up that way, and yeah, it definitely seems like we have a lot of extra power. So auxiliary fire control, maybe a second auxiliary fire control would be best. Improve our chance to hit even more. All right, so this needs to auto upgrade, and our current cruiser is called Centaur. So we've already got an Ethel. That's Corvette. Ethel. I always laugh at that. Corgus might work. Kushana. Yeah, that sounds like a name for a carrier ship. Let's go ahead and do that. And we might mess with the platform or the blueprint a little bit more as we go into the series. But also, let me go ahead and create a torpedo boat cruiser. So this is going to be a line ship as well. And we want to have all the latest. There we go. We want to have... What was somebody telling me about torpedoes? No, I don't want to clear it. I just want to look at it. Accuracy 100%. Tracking 10%. See, that throws me off. Hang on, we're gonna put torpedoes on this thing, but I want to take a look at this in a moment. Let's see, lasers on the front, coil guns on the side, mix on the back. That's fine. And then we'll have auxiliary fire control, but I might change that. Someone was talking to me about torpedoes on my torpedo frigates. And I can't quite remember what it was they were saying. They were saying that torpedoes always hit, which doesn't make sense to me quite. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, Bathan works for me. Let's go ahead and say... No, I don't. I definitely don't have another ship design with that name. So I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so let me look at... Well, yeah, now I definitely do. But... All right, so the accuracy here is 75%. Accuracy here is 90%. So, do torpedoes always hit? Is that what that means? How does accuracy work? I mean, just the idea of a weapon always hitting seems a little bit strange to me. Clearly, a torpedo will miss sometimes. Chance to hit will still help with the other weapons, so I think it's good to have this. But there's that. Let's take a close look at Republican's Armada. Another thing I need to build this episode as soon as I have the minerals is now that I've got a bit more... Well, I don't have a lot of energy income at the moment, but once I have some energy income, I'm going to need to train up some, or build up some defense platforms. I mentioned that in the last episode as something that I've been kind of shirking because I'm not as used to it. So we'll be taking a look at that before long. But let's see, this fleet is already at its No, it's not at its command limit, actually, so I can add more cruisers to it. Let's go ahead and add the Baden and Kushana class. Okay, so that is... There we go. That's our command limit. Now, the only thing about doing this is I can't build the new ships just yet. I don't have the naval capacity. But I would like to go ahead and have those in place. Peric's Armada should be merging, I think, with that Armada. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's still showing separately in the fleet designer. I might just need to delete that. Tell you what, let's look at that real quick. If I delete Peric's Armada, now we just have the 2, which is more what I wanted. Okay, so that just deleted the, not the fleet, it deleted the template, if you're curious what I just did. Okay, so it's saying, oh, defense platforms that need to be upgraded. All right, that's fine. Let's go ahead and upgrade those. And then Saturnius Prime has some stuff that needs to be upgraded as well. Probably just the fortress. Yeah, just the fortress. All right, so we have a good mineral income at present. Let's go ahead and go to speed 2. And also, let me...
upgraded.
Ah, another glancing hit. So let's get the engineering research from that. We know of a good raiding target. The Krathakan Imperium. 3,000 energy credits is what it would take to raid them, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I do want to get these upgrades in. I love how the fortress is just kind of it looks a lot like the Hypercoms Forum. They took the Hypercoms Forum building and slightly redid it. Just making a little bit of fun. I'm not meaning to bash the art or anything. But we do also need to go ahead and build those mining stations again. Let's go ahead and get the... Really? Why not? Oh, because you're already building one. That would explain it. And then the Prosnakan Heralds of Death have been declared as rivals by the Polismus Star Council. If you want to remember who they are, this is the Prosnakan Heralds of Death. This is the Polismus Star Council. So this is I think the Themlar Throng is a Devouring Swarm, and then these are Fanatical Purifiers. So they're pretty much the reason that we haven't seen much action this series. Now let's go for mining stations in Eospone. Now, Kagan, we are still working on upgrading to the next level. We have room for 2 more starbases should we wish to. The Droning Optimizations Edict and the Education Campaign Edict have expired. So we have less leader experience gain, and with droning optimizations turned off, we are getting less minerals now. Substantially less minerals. That's a shame. We're close to being able to do it again, though. All right, naval capacity plus 30. That's good. That could mean my additional cruisers would be a bit more doable. Leader lifespan plus 10 years, probably a good idea to go ahead and do that. Starbase capacity plus 2, also probably a good idea. Let's do leader lifespan first so that we can keep our good leaders for longer as soon as possible.
System survey complete.
Meanwhile, what's going on over here? Let's go ahead and build a starbase. I know I've got this influence building up, but all right, you're definitely surveying that system. Tell you what, move here. Let's have you orbiting that star so that as soon as possible.
System survey complete.
All right, good. There's only one more body in this system, and this is actually a pretty good system to control.
System survey complete.
Let's get a starbase built there. Yeah, I know. I was building up influence towards the point of being able to get that that edict again, and I think I probably will, but I'd rather expand my territory a couple of times first. I mean, we're making a lot of influence as it stands, so I'm not particularly worried. So let's do an engineering facility there. That is a physics tile, but we're going to do an engineering facility, and then an energy grid probably is a good idea here. Yep, haven't put one on that planet yet, obviously, since we have the option to build it. And then what else? Yeah, we're taking care of those mining stations in Eospone. These have been raided multiple times, unfortunately. I still want to get all the way up to Holden. I haven't forgotten about that. But I want to annihilate these guys. They've pissed me off. I can use them to mess with the Krathakan in the meantime, but, like, my primary objective right now, they've raided me a couple of times. The Sundrians are... Yeah, I had to double-check their name. The Sundrians are pissed. The High Dominion of Syndar, that's the one I remember, are not happy with their present situation. These raids. Also, remember what happened in the last episode, frustrating as it was. Next continuum, we need to wait 20 years, which, hang on, I wrote the date down. Let me pause this. Okay, so the date is 2306.
Construction complete.
August 17th of 2306. That warning is going to wear off, so we can't do anything like particularly aggressive until then. Let's, if that's the case, let's go ahead and just build some mining stations. I'm going to focus on the systems that are concentrated with more minerals, but I need the energy too. Oh, we have a new faction. What do we have here? Progress Promotion Group. Let's take a quick look at what they care about. They want me to be rich, so we need 3,000 stored at all times to please them. They want strategic resource acquisition. They want strategic resource control. So they want me to control at least 5, and I have 4 right now. They want me to keep the peace. They only have 5 members. The Hierarchical Union, yeah, these are the ones that want a more powerful... Our strongest faction, to tell you the truth, I kind of want to suppress them. This would cost some influence. But they're our strongest faction, and I don't want, I don't want an autocratic demand forming. I think I'd rather suppress them a little bit at the cost of some influence. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's go to speed 3, because unless someone declares on me right now, I'm not going to be doing any fighting. By chance, we stumbled upon a faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit, and the signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Maybe. These lasers have a shorter wavelength than UV-based laser weaponry, but are even less destructive. So now we have new lasers. And I could go for advanced shields, but I'd rather go for the improved reactor booster next, because that's not going to take long to finish up. Let's see if all of my ships... My ships should have taken the upgrade automatically, because I tend to prioritize power upgrades. And because I do that, my ships tend not to have power shortages where they can't build the systems on them that I want to build on them.
Ships have been upgraded.
It's kind of the way things roll. The mummified remains of a single individual belonging to a previously unknown mammalian species have been found drifting in high orbit over Wiu 1. Wiu, Wiu, Wiu. The being is dressed in what appears to be a flight suit complete with a helmet, and may be a fighter pilot that ejected in some ancient battle only to be forgotten and left behind. Ooh, that sucks. Our study of the corpse has provided some interesting data. So now we're just 11 months from our next policy finishing up.
Construction complete.
Incoming raid. Okay, so this is another raid from the blank guys, and they didn't show up before. So I'm guessing once again they're not going to show up. That's my hunch.
System survey complete. System survey complete.
Build yet? All right, we need to wait
Our ships have
5 more days. Boom. All right, there's that. Upgrades done here. Upgrades done in both fleets, actually. Let's make sure both of you are in your home stations. Actually, Ralpakin's Armada, if they hang out at Sin has... The Sin outpost automatically gets a crew quarters to start out, so docked ships will have less upkeep, so they really should be there. Galathor's Armada is returning to the Ebermachus system. There is not, at this starbase, there's currently... Oh, yes. No, there isn't. That's an anchorage. So we need to have crew quarters here, which I can add if I want. I can replace the target uplink computer or the communications jammer. This is an Ebermachus. I kind of want to tell you the truth. Yeah, let's remove the communications jammer, and we're going to replace that with... Fleet Academy is very tempting. But let's replace it with a... What were we going to do? Oh yeah, crew quarters up here, very top. So that's going to replace that. I like that you can just replace it outright. Hopefully that's not a bug of some kind, but let's go for mining stations, followed by research station, followed by... Should be able to build one in a few turns here. There we go. That's one research station for that society and engineering.
System survey complete.
And we're almost to a point where we can get that edict going again, which I'm probably going to do, because we're already back above 112 minerals, even without using it. All right, so the Interstellar Ildar Coalition has insulted us. Really? Why? Where are you? The Interstellar Ildar Coalition. That's the Miravandia League. Oh, they're here. Why would you insult me? That's incredibly unwise.
Construction complete.
If I could get over to you, if I could cross the Kurthakan space, which eventually I will, because we're going to completely once the next continuum is no longer a threat,
System survey complete.
we are going to deal with them quite handily. But then I'm going to come and kill you just for insulting me in the year 2289. Improved reactor booster is done. As I said, that would be pretty quick. Governing ethics attraction plus 10%. I'm kind of tempted to do this to keep suppressing that faction, but also proton launchers. Interesting that this shows as being in a large slot. Wow, so that's different. Let's go for disruptor first because I don't have disruptors next, but that wasn't a missile slot. So do some torpedoes now go in large weapon slots? Proton torpedoes are different. I like it, if so. That's really cool. Okay, let's go back to edicts. And we need droning optimizations at 240. We're almost there. I'm going to keep it on speed 3 for a bit, because why not?
We have mastered a new technology.
Leader lifespan plus 10. Habitability plus 5. Probably a good thing to go for it. Let's go for gene modification points first, though. Because having some boosts to our population as soon as possible
We have mastered a new technology.
is going to be a good idea. Good. Corps of Engineers. Plasteel armor, probably the next best choice. Also, ship hull points plus 10%. Let's go for Granthium mining, because if we do have Granthium in our territory, that'll be our 5th strategic resource, and that'll help please that new faction, which might get us some more influence, maybe. Mining stations in
System survey
Seoul.
complete.
Alright, you're done down here.
System survey complete.
Let me look over here and make sure all these have been built. Yeah, they have. Good. Okay, now let's go back to edicts. We're going to do droning optimizations. Empire Minerals production is about to skyrocket. Very good, and that's going to be going for a while now. What did I have set as my second? I can't remember. I've been playing a few different STELLARIS campaigns. We got Mastery of Nature and Technological Ascendancy. That's right, we have Mastery of Nature. Forgot about that. So I've got to make sure I continue to use that on my other core worlds. That would be helpful, as a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and upgrade these just so that indicator's not there anymore. And then you... Oh, good. You can upgrade your core building. Mineral processing plant would be a good idea here. Let's go ahead and throw that down. Ebermachus needs an upgrade too. What do you need an upgrade to? What do you need an upgrade for, I guess? Engineering facility would be best. We're a little bit down on engineering points, so let's focus on that. We have received some rather troubling reports regarding the deteriorating health of Governor Campramara. So she's going to live for not quite as long, unfortunately, and that governor is helping us get more minerals and food out of our entire core world population. One really bad habit that I've picked up in recent Stellaris playthroughs on and off the channel is I'm terrible about no longer expanding when I feel like I'm at my limit of systems. Of course, this is just your core control. I can keep expanding all I want as far as adding new colonies, like the Riok colony and Posh 2. You know, it would be useful to me to go ahead and take control of this territory up here. But for whatever reason, I am just terrible about doing that now. I mean, I didn't used to. Like, I used to be really good about it, but I mean, something about having direct control over all the territory. It might have been Cooperate or Die that did it to me, because there had to be so much sector micromanagement that kind of built in the habit of trying to keep planets out of sectors whenever possible. But ironically, what I'm doing is I'm microing the planets more as a result, so it might be that that series just made me want to micromanage more. And Apocalypse is more of a micro expansion anyway, so yeah. The ATS Elsum the Slighted has requested that the High Dominion of Syndar set aside 100 energy credits for the purposes of this positron bombardment project. Very well. Ready the positron charges. Also, we have an olfactory study project that I don't believe is being looked into. So let's find a nearby science ship to you. Yeah, you need to come back here. Alright, we're going to keep expanding in this direction as soon as I can.
Complete.
It is slowing down our research a bit, I know.
Construction complete.
But I'm still doing it. Alright, we do have the crew of the ATS Elsum the Slighted are pleased to report that the experiment was a success and a significant number of dense mineral veins on Avum 3 have been transmuted into usable resources. Now that's all the way over here. Well, actually, no, it's up here. This is near us. So we could build a starbase there. Let's go ahead and do that because we need to start taking control of this pocket around the Ystran Reavers. And also building a starbase here would allow me to seriously lock them into position
Construction complete.
in a way that I haven't been able to just yet. So that is another huge win over them. Are you guys... Alright, I do have those crew quarters in place. Are you guys both in orbit around your... Yeah, they both are. Good. Alright, so I can reinforce Rolpocken's Armada now, but that would reduce my energy income a good bit. And let me see what I can do edicts-wise with my energy before I do that. We could do an education campaign, and leader experience would be better. Fear campaign would improve... would give us more unity and improve xenophobe ethics attraction. Now let's go ahead and extend the deal. Well, this is going to be our energy right here. It's the Zuragel. That's one of our strategic resources, too, that we're holding on to at the moment. All right. I can build a starbase in Heka, so let's do that. And then I need to build one in Avum ASAP.
System survey complete.
Aramachus can upgrade that. Very good. Things going well. Pretty quiet episode, but things going well. Still waiting for the influence. I'm hoping to get an event that will fire that will give me more influence. How many leaders do I have room for? I have room for 2 more. I probably will have another fleet soon, though, so if I do another science ship, it should just be 1. Let's do 1 more science ship. Just have 1 more ship going out into the void and looking around. There's some systems down here that I want to explore as well, so...
We have mastered a new technology.
Nice! What do I have? Do I have any, though? No, I don't. Damn. Okay, so... droids will be able to colonize other worlds. So if we go for droids... also robomodding, probably a good idea. Cruiser build speed, also probably a good idea. Let's go for Aurelium mining just because that's going to be done relatively soon, and that might be our 5th resource. Same reasoning as our previous one.
Construction complete.
If we can get some additional influence from that faction, it's not a big faction, but if we can do that.
Construction complete.
The hierarchical union is rather upset, probably because they're being suppressed.
System survey complete.
Let's see, physics research. I've never suppressed my largest faction before. So far, it's not going too badly, but I'll be curious to see how that plays out. Gamma laser is available to me. I can go ahead and start researching that, or I can do ion disruptors or shield capacitors. Shield capacitors are probably a good idea. Let's do barrier point defense first. Alright, so Map the Stars has expired. We need 80 influence for that, and I think I will go ahead and turn that back on. So we're going to wait for the influence. Well, actually, no we're not, because there's this first. Let's go ahead and build that outpost.
System survey complete.
Because we need to lock down Avum. We've got the resources to build a new station in Avum, and I'm going to do it. I mean, we still would have to lock down Holden to completely block them out of our territory, but that would do it. The box is indeed a document of a sort, so this is just the olfactory event again. And then let's go ahead and promote a new leader. Oh, nice. I didn't realize we had a psionics. Yes, I do. I remember when he got that promotion. Never mind. I remember that. Anomaly research speed plus 35%. Yep, you're going to be piloting a science ship. For sure. If you're good with anomalies, that's a no-brainer. Let's do the research stations, followed by a mining station.
Construction complete.
Mining stations are nice and cheap right now. I'm guessing that's a leader bonus. Yeah, mining stations, because Executor Ratana is just that awesome. And we have also the extra influence coming in from her. How old is she? She is 101, so she's about to die.
System survey complete.
Plus, I think we're due for another election before long. Master Teaching Warring States has worn off. Naval capacity, ooh, that sucks. So we lost our 10% boost and our army upkeep reduction. We don't have a lot of armies running at the moment, so that's okay. But Map the Stars is what I need next, so we're going to build back up to that.
System survey complete.
So my science ships can benefit from having that. All right, so we're done here. Let's go ahead and build those mining stations. So what I really need to do, to tell you the truth, Kogan just became less important. I think I might keep Kogan because it still leads into our core territory. If anything were to come from this direction, it's still a good defense to have. But in order to defend against the raiders, we need to work on Avum and Holden. And Holden also, again, has a terraforming candidate in it that I've had my eye on for a while. And we do need to colonize out in this direction, for sure. There's a size 25 tundra world if we can get to it, which I think we'll be able to. That will be our final core world. It's been a long time coming, but all right, we can't afford to continue the deal. All right, so there goes our extra resources. Damn. Both of them down. So now we're down to just 2.
Complete.
A large impact crater has been discovered that does not seem to be a natural occurrence. Let's look at that, please. All right, Avum. Upgrade. And let's also visit our... We can start building star fortresses now. Let's go ahead and get our star holds built first, though. All right, so... Yeah, the Sin Station and the Ebromachus stations need to be built first. And then that's it, as far as what we can do with those. All right, the Carthaginian Imperium continues to claim systems, but I think we're staying ahead of them in strength to where they... Oh, good, we have access to living metal now. I think we're staying ahead of them in strength. All right, we still did not... We're not finding any of these special resources. I can keep researching them, but this is not working too well. I'm going to go for the... Yeah, I'm going to keep doing it, because it'll please my factions to do that. And we have 74 influence again. I think we needed 80, right? For Map the Stars? Yeah, we needed 80. So one more month, and I can turn this back on.
Complete.
Done. Okay, as part of our observation efforts on Thrus Ithorum, abduction teams have surgically installed brain implants on a number of Meshben test subjects to track them and monitor their behavior. Are these the spiders? Are these the horrible... Yeah, they're the spiders. Unfortunately, due to a manufacturing flaw, many of these implants have malfunctioned and are now having an adverse effect on the behavior of our subjects. There have been a number of suicides and at least 3 episodes of violent hysteria. The staff of our observation post has asked for help in rounding up the remaining subjects and removing their implants before there are any other incidents. We need to clean up this mess.
Updated.
So, let's see. Let's get our science ship down that direction and have him take care of that, please. Can definitely run all these upgrades. And then you, slave processing facility would be ideal here, I think. Let's go ahead and do that. We need that next core world. We're moving towards it, though. It's getting there.
Survey complete.
Especially since we've been forced into peace for another... How long do we have? About another 13 years. So a decent amount of time has gone by in this episode. That's nice, at least, that we're not going to have to wait too long in terms of series time. I'm happy to see that. By the way, we are... this is episode 15. I normally wait until episode 18 or 19, but I've been getting so many questions lately about series that have gone on break that I feel the need to say this a little bit sooner, just so people are clear. Every 20 episodes on my channel, my series swap out. In this case, we are going to switch to more Stellaris in this time slot. We're going to do another new series in Apocalypse. But we are going to switch away after episode 20 from High Dominion for 20 episodes of a new run, and then switch back to High Dominion because this is fun. And I definitely know what I'm going to do for that next series too. So, okay, we have a new policy here. Let's go ahead and select fleet levies, and then in one more tradition, 114 months away, we will have another Ascension perk. Also, let's go ahead and pick... Oh, good, we can go ahead and set up our gene modification. So I can add another core sector system. I can improve slave resource production. The Cider Revitalization Center would also help me a good bit. God, all these are good options. Let's go for an extra core sector system. Well, no, we don't need that yet. Let's do Starbase capacity, because we are building up our defenses so rapidly. And then Avum, let's upgrade you to a star hold, because I can. And then Sin Station, yeah, they're going to be done in a little while, but these upgrades are going quite well. Let's see if there's anything else I can do. Sinistra is already upgrading to a star hold. Avum Station, I still have to build some basic buildings there. That's fine. But, okay, we're about 29 minutes into this episode, and I do need to stop this one here. So let's let me look around for a moment longer and see if there's anything else obvious that I can do. I can build a starbase in Acheron. Let's do that. Hopefully that won't piss off the Kazan protectors. Cross your fingers that it doesn't.
System survey complete.
We are getting some influence now from the Sundrian Superiority block. How's that? So they want a Sundrian Executor. They want to be strong alone. So they don't want to be in a federation. They don't want immigration, and they want me to assert dominance. Okay, so and they want genetic purity, but we do have the ability now to go ahead and modify the Sundrians. So we could remove sedentary or decadent with this. This would make, if we remove decadent, we would still be slavers, but we wouldn't be, I think I do want to remove this. That would help our a number of our pops be considerably happier, and I wouldn't have to worry about that anymore. It's not something I've been microing, a great deal anyway, but I would like to go ahead and apply that. So what are we researching right now? 24 months until that's there. I don't think we need that at the moment. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go back to species, and we're going to apply this template to all Sundrians. We're going to apply it. Be done in 62 months. That's not bad. That's 5 years and 2 months. That's going to be pretty quick, and that'll help us pass almost the rest of the time. Not quite all the time. We still have about 8 years, but it'll help us pass. Oh wait, no, we don't. How long do we have? 2306. So we have 12 years until the next continuum's warning wears off. But there's a lot of colonizable worlds over here that we might be able to add to our territory in the meantime. So we can have some peaceful expansion for the time being, and like I said, I'm going to try my best not to fall into that bad habit. I'm going to actually expand my territory when it's time to expand it. But we've got some star bases to improve at the beginning of the next episode as well. So lots to do. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And remember, after episode 20, we are going to be switching to another Stellaris series on the channel in the 4 p.m. slot, which, again, I think you guys are going to like a good bit. Thanks for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.